Good morning, good morning. This is the daily comic show for VeeFriends. VeeFriends, good morning, Instagram. I'm DJ Kaufman, cartoonist here at VeeFriends. Today, I'm going to be drawing comics live. Going to open up some of these minis, pencil toppers. Going to do a warm-up sketch here in a minute, probably the first 10 minutes. That reminds me to set my clocks here. And we're going to talk about life and stuff as I draw. Friday, I'll be back at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. And if you're here, say hi. Drop your good mornings in the chat. Good morning over on Instagram. I'm live on Instagram. We're live on Insta, YouTube, X, Facebook, LinkedIn. If I'm missing you out there, I could see all of your chats, all of your comments. Good morning, Erwin, over on TikTok. TikTok's got a little bit of a different feed here. Good morning, the Lavender Sophia Company. Good morning. Food is Fuel, what's up? The V-Dads in the house. Good evening from Australia. Got some friends down in Australia. Good morning, good morning. Let's open up the first mini here, and I'll tell you a little bit more about VeeFriends. VeeFriends is over 280 characters, designed to make positivity louder and soft skills cool. When we're talking about soft skills, we're talking about gratitude, kindness, candor, patience. All of the characters, accountable ant here. We talk a lot about accountability, alpha alligator, Created by Gary Vaynerchuk. There he is, Gary dancing with the card. Like, come and get these cards. You might know him on the internet as Gary V. We've got the trading card game, VeeFriends trading card game, Compete and Collect. And we've got these VeeFriends minis. I'm about to open one now. They're in vending machines all across the country. By the way, everything I'm talking about is at, that's the t-shirts. Everything I'm talking about is at VeeFriends.com today. Also, this week, big deal, our first children's book is out. So that's awesome. And I'll talk a little bit more about the events coming up and things like that. And you can read all the comics on the Comic Corner or anywhere on social. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's the warm-up sketch today? I'll show you in a second. Let's open this one up, see what's in here. This is my first pencil topper of the day. Then I got a couple more. I usually open up 5. Got Boss Bobcat. The Lava Edition, glows in the dark. Is that an eraser? It's yeah, it can be an eraser, but it's just a little cool VeeFriends pencil topper. It gives me the special abilities to draw VeeFriends. In real events coming up, the National Sports Collectors Convention is July 24th through 28th next week. I'll be there Friday and Saturday. I'm doing some special stuff. And I have a drawing club the last Tuesday of every month, 6 to 8 p.m. in Pittsburgh. If you're interested in that, let me know. It's at Federal Galley. Just a bunch of artists get together and draw, all walks of life. August 9th through 11th, we've got VCon in Los Angeles. We'll be there too. That's our big convention. We'll talk about that probably later on in the stream. But let's warm this pencil up. Let's get this going. Sketching layer. The warm-up today, I forgot to pull in the reference. I don't really need the reference, but I'm going to do it. Here. Let's pull them in. Someone said it yesterday or the day before. Creative crap. talk a little bit about that while I'm sketching him up. Next 10 minutes or so, maybe. I'm just gonna shrink this shrink this reference down a little bit. All right, there we go. This is the warm-up sketch. If you got a favorite VeeFriend, let me know in the chat. I like to try to pick VeeFriends I haven't drawn yet. Morning, New Bitcoin over on Insta. What's up? Glad I'm okay. Yeah, I'll talk about that. Yesterday, man, I was walking my dog, and I was about 4 o'clock. I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a little break, walk my dog. Walking down the street, almost home, and like a little fly flew in my throat, just directly in my throat. And immediately I was like, oh man, I think that went in the wrong pipe. And then I'm imagining things like it's trying to get in my lungs, it's trying to get out, but it's going deeper. But my whole throat just like, I just could not breathe. It's the first time I've choked on food before, you choke on some water occasionally, but like I was trying to breathe and I just couldn't get air in. It was the weirdest feeling. And I'm like, oh man, this is pretty peculiar. And then thoughts were racing through my mind, not like my life flashing before my eyes, but I should have drawn "You're Gonna Die" fly as the warm up. That would have been funny. Oh hey, let me get back to anyways, I felt like, oh man, I'm gonna die. This is lame. Like, this is how we go out, like they're just gonna find me dead here walking the dog, and they're gonna think he had a heart attack or something. And how ridiculous it really was that a fly flew in my mouth and choked me to death, choked me out. So yeah, I realized I tried to I was like, should I text my wife? Should I say goodbye? But as I'm choking and I started trying to make myself cough, this car pulls up at the stop sign where I was, and she just gives me like a look, and then just speeds off. Like I must have looked like I was dying, because I wasn't blue, I don't think, but my eye, I was just like, I couldn't breathe. Like it just sucked. It sucked really bad. It was very startling. What a harrowing ordeal. And then I just wasn't too far from home, but I kept thinking if I just had some water and I could chug it right now, it'd be all right. So I'm doing the warm-up sketch. Hey Shep, what's up? Just retelling my story. Someone said they're glad I'm okay. So I posted yesterday that I almost died choking on a fly or something, like a little tiny guy zipped right in my throat. And wow, that sucked. Never had that experience before. I thought, man, we're so fragile. And my wife tells me later on that your body has this reflex. She has a little medical background, and she was telling me, like, your body has this reflex to just shut your throat up, and it's really hard to relax that. So if it thinks something foreign is trying to get in there, it'll just close up. And I'm like, well, this really felt like it flew in there, though. So and then it helps, like, it doesn't help that you go home and you Google, like, can you die by eating a bug? Like, if a bug flies in your lungs, will you die? And then it's like, as you can see here, I'm just going to go with this pose. Actually, that's a cop-out. That's such an easy pose for the crab. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple more. This is supposed to be the warm-up, so let's try and do something interesting. An action pose with his claw on the ground. Yeah, but it said online that, you should go to a doctor immediately because it could be in there, and I'm like, I'm okay now. I'm not going to go to the doctor. It's fine. I don't got time for that. got some work to finish. But I felt all right. after that. But man, it was one of those, seriously, come really close to passing out. I was like, do not pass out. Do not pass out. Do not die. Do not die. That's your one mission today. Do not die. And I'm like, what did I learn from this experience? Stop keeping your mouth open, bro. Like, you would not have this problem if you maintain. I can't breathe out of my nose really that well, I guess. Kind of a mouth breather, I guess. But allergies and stuff like that. Alright, we're going to go with this pose. So then I take that pose and I blow it up a little bit. You can see the other ones I've done. This week, what font style are you using to draw on Procreate? Well, I do a lot of my handwriting. This is handwriting. Fonts, I would suggest the best fonts are at blambot.com. It's my friend Nate Picos. Nate Pecos? Picos? Nate Picos. Blambot.com. The font that I use for the dialogue of the comic strip is called Spinner Rack. Shout out to Nate Pecos. He changed the game for artists out there, for comic artists. Really having really good lettering and sound effects really changed the game and leveled the playing field for a lot of artists back in the day. Because it was only like big publishers that could afford like super duper fonts and lettering. But it really changed the game. He doesn't get the kudos that he deserves. Letterers Comics. Anyways, he makes the best comic fonts. Blambot.com. Rashwan, I think. I can't really read the. You do amazing art. Thanks, man. Why don't you print it on t-shirts and make online stores for this? Well, funny you should say that. We do have some t-shirts out. This is actually a t-shirt design here, but I didn't draw this. I didn't draw this one specifically. But a little alpha here. You know, there will be some special merch coming. By the way, this is VeeFriends, so I draw the daily comic strip for VeeFriends. This is the daily comic strip theme. Stream. I'm just in my my warm-up phase here. So yesterday's comic, we were talking about Blambot. That's a Blambot font. That's Spinner Rack, bold. Was this yesterday's comic? No, this was not yesterday's comic, right? Wait, maybe it was. No, yesterday's comic was the Waiting in Line comic. There we go. Yeah. So a lot of fun working on VeeFriends. Really funny. Even though I was dying yesterday, literally dying, I could not breathe. A fly flew in my throat. VeeFriends are so on my brain that I thought of You're Gonna Die Fly. Let's go back and look at him real quick. I know that there's a comic from this month, I think. Is he hanging out this month? No, it was the B month. There he is. You're Gonna Die Fly. This guy flew in my throat and almost killed me yesterday. And as I'm dying and thinking like, man, VeeFriends. It's the first thought I wake up, and the last thought before I die is just, what character am I thinking of right now? VeeFriends. I'm going to say that probably half of the company's with me. I know Gary and Andy, if you were in some kind of effed up situation, you'd be like, should have been more patient. Dun, dun. The end. Should have been a patient panda. This doesn't take a really morbid twist on life. And we got a lot of characters like that. We've got, You're Gonna Die Fly, and, some things like that. But YOLO Yak. You only live once. Oh, what was I doing? All right, back to the warm-up here. Creative crap. Little action shot here. I ain't dead yet. Brushed it off and I was like, all right, back to it. Working on some top secret stuff behind the scenes. Can't talk about that, but man, I saw the new episode for the animated show. That's looking tight. I mean, it's done. It's pretty much done. Oh, that was supposed to be the warm-up. But let's get him camera ready, I guess. I always look for the distinguishing markers, so we've got a couple little hearts on Creative Crab here, or at least one prominent heart spot. So, you know, there's usually like a little marker of something, like a little character. If you're new to VeeFriends, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. We'll be opening up some more of these minis. We'll do green versus orange in a minute. And then I gotta get to drawing some comics, because I got a lot of other stuff to draw. And, yeah. Kinda just wanna give them a little bit of a different pose, you know? A little bit different. Now, explaining to some of the noobs that are watching, some of the newbies, VeeFriends is 280 characters, so they all have different traits. This is Creative Crap. So now when you might think about creative, you might think he's an artist, right? But I think it's also about the idea of getting creative, like having creative thinking, creative problem solving. It's all of that. So that's his vibe. Like, it's time to get creative with this problem. Right? Think about it that way. Same thing with, some people thought content condor was content condor, because it's only been said a couple times out loud, but it's content condor. Content. It's not content condor. So some tips on, you know, is this right? Yeah, I guess so. I guess his legs wouldn't be up here. That would be kind of weird. Because his hand's there, so his other legs would be kind of behind him. We gotta get accurate, guys. Those legs should be underneath. Those legs should be underneath. So that looks a little bit better. But we'll put his little eyebrow. I like to make the eyebrows detached from the... You know, maybe he's looking a little... Alright, there's our Creative Crab warm-up. See J-Rob asking the important questions. How was the dentist the other day? I missed yesterday because of the dentist in the morning, but it was just a little patch up. Easy peasy. But I still took the stream off. I was back here by 8:30. I could have jumped on, but my mouth was still a little numb. Take care of those choppers, kids. Alright, there's your Creative Crab warm up. Let's move him over already. Let's do that. Do that. And we'll get ready. If you have another VeeFriend you want to see in the warm-ups, just let me know in the chat. Corso's in the chat. What's up, Corso? Good morning, good morning. The dentist was not the most interesting thing of the day. It was that damn fly that flew in my mouth and almost choked me to death. Choked me out. Morning Lynchy over on X. Alright, those are the warm-ups. Got some other stuff to get drawing into. I'm trying to like make sure I position my screen so you don't see anything that I'm working on. It's top secret. Orange or green? Orange or green? Orange or green? Put them in the chat. Put them in the chat. Green. We'll do the little meter here. Green. Green. Hustling Hamster. There's some cool stuff coming up with Hustling. Green. Green, green, green. Oh. One orange. Green it is. Let's open it up. This is a season 1 VeeFriends Mini. If you're not familiar with VeeFriends, I'll just explain real quick what this is. Here's your Hustling Hamster. Luigi. Plugs, sketching. Let's get this off. The minis are these collectibles. They're little pencil toppers. Fun for all ages. Let's see what's in here. I know there's a faster way to pop these, but you know, suspense. Suspense. It is an intuitive iguana lava. So he glows in the dark. We'll set him up there because I'm still digging the Boss Bobcat. Just kind of go with it, you know. We're really looking for these detailed ones. These fully painted ones. That's the ones I want. There's an alpaca one. She's got a little aspiring alpaca. Detailed Gary B is the best one. I agree. I agree. It's a good one. I like the humble hedgehog. I had one on my pencil at Kansas City Comic-Con and someone walked away with it. But it's okay. It was probably a kid, so they can have it. He was real beat up because I like the minis too because you can drum on the iPad with them. Look at the chat here. Lots of people want the sketch cards. I wish I had. Well, I got a little list of sketch cards I got to do, some extra ones too. So just bear with it. You know, it's a surprise and delight sort of thing. Let me check one thing. Just want to check before we look at other stuff. Let's get in here. Okay, we'll check in on the comics a little bit later. Of course, if you saw yesterday's comic, it was Cynical Cat waiting in line for the book signing. Gary had a book signing yesterday at Barnes & Noble. I think there's one today at Wine Library too. He's being very cynical, like, why do people wait in line for books? Wait, we're in this book, shouldn't we get comp copies or an express lane? And Eagle's like, fun fact, if you leave the line, it will move faster for us. More books. If you don't mind, go to Instagram and like the comic if you like the comics. Share the comics, like the comics. It's a great way to spread VeeFriends around. Hold on. You're trying to trick me into leaving this line, aren't you? Leaving, aren't you? Almost worked. He's like, well, I'm staying. Those signed books are all mine. So they basically just tricked him into being patient and persistent. Because we got persistent penguin here. So I was drawing that one the other day, I think, on the stream. That's how it turned out. Got the new one we'll look at in a second. And I have a couple. Let's just go with this one real quick. Turn off this text. Gonna ink up a couple different ones. I'm working on multiple strips at once right now. I'm working on multiple things at once. It's kind of how I roll. get back to the ink layer. So we'll just work on bits and pieces of different things. I got some exciting things to do on the stream today. Hopefully next hour, I should be able to bang out, at least get some head start on a lot of different things. Usually I'm going to work on one thing, but today I'm going to jump around and ink some of these starter pieces. It's kind of more interesting to watch me ink, I think. Talk. But yeah, if you're new to VeeFriends, let me know in the chat. Thanks to K Art. Said the comics have been coming out great. Go back through these chats. Everybody forgets to like the comics over on Instagram. Well, go back and like them. What's my favorite character? That's a tough one. It changes a little bit, but I still like Humble Hedgehog. Humble Hedgehog, Patient Panda. I think I lean on that. Just because I was telling Colette, our HR lady, that, you know, it takes a lot of patience to draw comics and do the art. I mean, it's not about it taking a long time. I think it's just like, you know, if I think of the traits you need as an artist, patience is definitely one of them. Because I've been impatient at times. You want a project to kind of come out. It could be anything in life. I'm just talking from the art perspective, but this really makes sense. Where you shouldn't talk about something because then you don't do it. So like, you got to just take action. You can have a million meetings where you're like thinking about doing stuff or opening up notebooks and thinking about something, but like, if you have your craft honed and there's something in front of you, just attack it right away. And there's some entrepreneurs out there like Jesse Itzler, who you might be familiar with. He spoke at VCon. I hope he speaks at VCon this year. That would be like the trifecta, right? I don't know. They didn't announce him yet. They still got some speakers to announce. So hopefully Jesse's in there. Watch him shave his head again. But yeah, I'm seeing this a lot more out there. It's just about taking action. You know, if you know how to execute, you get the idea, and if it's, you know, you don't just put it on the shelf, you do something with it right away. So Gary does that a lot. Like, he'll stop meetings and say, hold on, he'll pause, because as soon as he has the idea, he has someone taking the note. Like, let's look into this. This is a good, like, catalog the idea. How can you put it into action, like, right away? Like, what are the first 5 minutes that you could do to, like, on that idea? Some ideas, you know, they take time. So some ideas, it's not the right time, and you got to go, okay, I'll shelve this for right now. But with art, I find that for bigger projects, you know, you got to be patient. Like, you got to execute, but be patient and not be like wanting to talk about it. Just be about it, you know. Don't talk about it, be about it. Gary's lounge piano. What's up? This is a world so new to me. Well, let me tell you a little bit about it. This is Eager Eagle, Patient Pig. I just want to reset the stream here a minute. I see some new people joining. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's just go to the website. Best place to check out VeeFriends is VeeFriends.com. We've got pretty much all ages, everything. So there's no adult stuff yet, but, you know, like super adult stuff or anything like that. But children's book came out this week. Great flip book. Check that out. We've got the trading card game, Compete and Collect. We've got events coming up. VCon is our big event in Los Angeles. Tickets are still available. They're very affordable. But VeeFriends itself is over 280 characters, created by Gary Vaynerchuk. You might know him on the internet as Gary V. And they all have different traits, like Happy Hermit Crab or Aspiring Alpaca. And really what it's about is, these are cute characters and all, but really it's like to zoom in on that feeling or that topic, and then kind of learn about it, teach about it, be about it. It kind of makes your perspective change a little bit. I know even as the artist on the comic strip here, that here I am drawing Eager Eagle, and I think about what I just said about eagerness. What does it mean? Like, can it be good? Yeah, I think so. Like, you're eager, you're fired up to get something done. But you can be too eager and not be patient. And that's kind of what's in the children's book too. There's two sides of the story. Sometimes you can be too patient and miss your opportunities. But the idea is, if you have a friend that brings you back, or like something else that brings you back to the middle, that's where the best things happen. So that's kind of VeeFriends in a nutshell. We always say it's kind of like Sesame Street meets Pokemon, but I like to say it's for the 8-year-old and everybody. So if you're out there doing something, we try to encourage you, and it's in the name, VeeFriends, friends. So it's such a good community out there. We got J-Rob over in the TikTok chat. We've got Craig hanging out. I noticed the names, Shep, Craig, Madeline. They hang out on the chats almost every morning, and appreciate that. B Grents over on Instagram's using that smooth train brush, the drawing brush that I'm using. I gave it out for free, so if you're an artist out there, I've got some free brushes. Sweet, and Shep got a gold label pristine 10 pig super sticker with his kids book yesterday. That's awesome. That's great. Am I on the same account? Am I on the same time every day? Yeah, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Except if I'm traveling or like a dentist office or something like that, which is rare. I don't have to go back to the dentist now for another whatever checkup, once a year, twice a year, something like that. Rarely get sick, so I should be here chilling out every day. Yeah, they Decay Art, I know we were on at VeeFriends on TikTok. They changed it up a little bit they changed the name of the main account to VeeFriends Comics, so I know that's a little confusing. Various reasons I couldn't really, just different ideas. Maybe it brings more of a comic audience now than a mixed audience, and I don't know. So sometimes we might change things up username wise. So thanks for finding the stream again, though. That's good that TikTok found you. Appreciate you watching. I remember who you are from the other. You changed your username, right? Decay Art. I recognize your icon, but you used to watch my other streams too, right? What's up? I'm usually good with names, and I'm usually good with faces, but I'm not good at remembering a person's name long term. But I remember talking to lots of people online, so I talked to a lot of artists specifically. Good morning. I'm DJ Kaufman, cartoonist here at VeeFriends. Nope, this way. This guy is Eager Eagle, and down there somewhere is Patient Pig Week. We do characters of the week. Up here we got Patient Panda, Adventurous Astronaut, Empathy Elephant, little sneak peek by the very, 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 very lucky black cat. That's our logo. Which is ironic. Like, synchronicity is weird, guys. Like, before I worked at VeeFriends, there's a whole bunch of weird stuff now that I think about it. Last year we had this three-legged black cat that kept coming. This is probably earlier in the year, like before May, before VCon. And this little three-legged black cat started coming to our porch and like begging, like, please, oh my God. And we took it to the vet. But it turns out it was a lady's up the street, so she was looking for it. But we let it come in and live in our house for a hot minute. But it kept escaping her house because obviously it was escaping some sort of danger. That's what because it had some wounds on it and stuff. We were like, man, take care of your cat. Apparently there's a dog or something that was chewing up the cat. But I called the cat Lucky because of the 3 legs. And it was fast for a 3-legged animal. Critter. All right, we've set that up. Let's go back to something else. Wait. All right, we're gonna ink this up. I'm gonna have to go fast, so I turn off the. I don't want you to see the text on this one, but I'm working on multiple strips here, so we're inking a bunch. So yeah, that's weird. We had this cat. Now, Lucky hasn't been back around in a long time, but every time I see our lucky black cat here, I think about Lucky. Little critter. We have another stray cat that lives on our porch named the Mayor. And I thought that was someone's cat as well for the longest time. And now we feed him. We've nursed him back to health a little bit out there. See, I think like being, when we say being kind, to everything, animals too. So you might not like humans, maybe you're like, man, humans suck, but be kind to animals. Was it Bob Barker, the Price is Right host? Every show he would end with like, make sure you spay and neuter your animals. He was really involved with pet stuff. It makes sense for VeeFriends. I mean, we've got a bunch of animals, so we should have a partnership with like, some kind of animal thing. I don't know. Those sad commercials that are on TV that are like, this cynical cat isn't gonna live much longer. His cynicism is slowly killing him. But for only $5 a month, or only buying a trading pin on VeeFriends Fanatics Live, you can save this cynical cat. We're going to turn him around together. Let's go. Draw Godzilla in the background? Oh, whoa. Let's do it. I don't know, I'm just drawing Godzilla off the top of my head now, and listen. I'm just going to draw like a... This is not going to be a very good Godzilla. This is a warning. This is not part of this. People are going to be like, I saw this comic. The Godzilla's not in it. He's just going to be like, what? Why am I here? It has to be like, Godzilla has those. He has those kind of like, right? I don't know. If you like dinosaurs, we got Dynamic Dinosaur. By the way, I don't think it's been announced anywhere, but he may or may not be in a cartoon show coming up in the future. That's vague. And we have Truculent T-Rex. We got a couple dinosaurs in this. We got some dinosaurs. Let's look. Let's take a look. I'll show you what they look like on the version 2s. We go to all characters. Truculent. Let's just go. There he is, Truculent T-Rex. He's got little trees. And look, he's like shooting the trees at people. It's not nice. Truculent T-Rex. On the website, you can also see a video of the first time that Gary drew the characters. There's a time lapse of all 280. Don't make fun of his art. Don't do it. People were like, he can't draw. What? I'm like, don't give me that. I run a drawing club, and he draws better than a lot of people. Drawing is subjective. Anyways, we got the t-shirt here, Truculent T-Rex. The other one, what was it? Let's see, Dynamic Dinosaur. What am I looking at? Animal. I'm just looking at dinosaurs now. I'm just gonna type Dino. There he is. I like to joke that he's holding broccoli, but it's little trees. That's Dynamic Dinosaur. This is like, you're gonna know pretty soon. But this is, to me, it's like a baby version of him, like a child version of Dynamic Dinosaur. Can you imagine if the VeeFriends grow up? Well, anyways, hopefully. It's random, very random. Save the cynical cat. We should just do sad animal commercials. If you don't buy this merch, the cynical cat could not survive. Nah, we're not. There's definitely things for sale, but it's not our number one priority. Number one priority, I think, as I've been told, is make people fall in love with these characters. So that's what we're doing out there with the cartoon show coming up. We got the children's book out. There's so much stuff happening all of a sudden. So people that have been following VeeFriends a while are waiting, being patient. Like, it takes time. It takes time. We still got a lot to go. But it's impressive. You know, I've only been here officially since January 1st. Unofficially since November last year. And I kind of feel like there's so much. I've never seen anybody get so much stuff done. Have merchandise out, have cartoon shows developing, have children's book published. It's all coming together, this stuff, but it takes time. There's things that are going on now that you won't see for a little bit, just because they take time to make. You know, takes time, patience. But the comics, you know, that's a whole other story. You know, I'm kind of I think cartoonists like me, and I know there's a lot of others out there that are just quiet. They're not as loud as me, I guess. That's what I love about cartooning, you know. If you look at what we've pumped out for VeeFriends Comics, I can have a new comic strip out every day, and a talking point, a little conversation with you. I like to think, I love the idea that people start their day with a little bit of VeeFriends, even if you're only here for 5 minutes before work, or you're working out, or some people are in their cars, they said they're driving. So please don't wreck while you're doing this. I love that idea that this is the first thing that you're tuning into, because there's so much negativity out there, and if that's one of the missions is, you know, spread more positivity, make positivity louder, then I think this is like, where do you go on that battlefield? If we're thinking of it like a battle for the future of, like, is negativity going to win? Cynicism, is this guy going to win? Cynical cat? Or how do we make positivity win? So, like, in order to do that on that battlefield, well, mornings, you got to get them in the morning. And then where else do you got to get them on that battlefield? Now, we're talking like a battlefield plan now. VeeFriends Battlefield. Where else do you get them? When, you know, they say, like, get them while they're young. Well, we have a children's book out. and parents are excited. It was really cool to see so many of those posts yesterday and the day before of parents that are excited about this book, because, and even the newscasters that were newscasters, Jesus, what am I saying? Anchors? Al Roker, you know, weatherman, original weatherman, the original weatherman. I love Al Roker. Met him once. Good energy about that dude. Like that guy. Everybody's just so impressed. They're like, we need to think about this as adults. That's the whole thing. It's like, yep. Like, is it for the kids or is it for us? And it's for the 8-year-old in all of us. Really. But that's why I'm, if I get to choose when I go live, some people are like, are you going to do nighttime streams? I just saw someone ask if I do nighttime streams. Maybe, but this is my job, so I figured as I'm here, I'm going to document a little bit and spend some time with you guys. Okay, let's, my alarm went off. Let's do yellow versus orange. This is season 1 versus season 2 too, I believe. Season 2? I think this is season 1, yeah. Orange, yellow in the chats. Gonna give it a little bit for you to understand what's happening. There's usually a 10-second delay on Instagram too, so I'm gonna give it 10 seconds. Yellow. When it gets to the top. Orange. I'm watching chats amongst Instagram. I'm watching. Wait, I don't feel like I'm scrolled all the way down here. I'm not. Oh wow. Okay. Whoa. That changes everything. Yellow. All right, it's yellow. We got one more orange from Dog Mama. What's up? Good morning. Uh-oh. We're going to open up this yellow one. Man, I really want a detailed one. It's been a long time, guys. It's been a long time. I'll get detailed. Zen Lotus, what's up? Over on YouTube. Someone people keep asking me where's the best place to watch and chat. That's difficult. I would say YouTube, but there's not many people watching on YouTube. We have most people on X, but that's the best place to chat it up, is probably on YouTube. Because the other comment sections kind of get a little jumbled. But Instagram's okay. Let's see who's in here. Oh, it's the man of the week, or girl of the week, sorry. Patient Pig Bubblegum, which is close to being a full color one. Let me show you the difference real quick. Oh, I got a cat behind me. Damn it. Why? I just killed my cat. Why do they do that? Why do animals just decide to nestle up next to the wheel or roll of your chair? So this is a detailed Patient Pig. And this is the bubblegum version of the Patient Pig. And they're going to have a staring contest right now. This is what we're doing in the next 20 minutes. No, I'll take them. Let's go. Wow, those other streams are really delayed. I'm on like a 10-second delay. That's kind of weird. Maybe they're afraid that I'll talk some smack. Anyways, yeah. If I'm a soldier of positivity or a heart trooper, like we said, if that's what VeeFriends are, then I want to hit people in the mornings. I want to get you before the juicy gossip, the negative politics, the cranky people in your office, the bare minimum bobs, I want to make sure that you're seeing something fun and having a good vibe and realizing that, like, you know what? Probably 80% of what's going to happen to you today is not going to matter in the long, big scheme of things. 80% of the things you're worried about or that are thrust upon you aren't going to matter at all. That's very stoic, but it's very true. So true. And you kind of I need it sometimes. I need someone to tell me that if I'm getting a little stirred up. Luckily, I got my wife, and you need a partner, you need a friend, you need some friends to kind of, that's what VeeFriends would be for the general public would be. If we can remind you of that. Chill out. Be a chill chinchilla. This is a wrinkled shirt. That's why it's supposed to be a wrinkled shirt. That's good. Yeah, what is this? So I love the comments. They're like, what is this? This is the VeeFriends daily comic stream. I'm trying to be here live Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. I draw the daily comic strip that comes out. And let's take a look real quick to make sure if it's up or not yet. Sometimes it usually comes up, usually is out like around 8:30 in the morning. And it is. It's up. So, if you wouldn't mind heading over to, let me just open up a new Instagram /VeeFriends. If you wouldn't mind going to the Instagram to read today's comic with me, at VeeFriends over on Instagram. It looks like this. And let me know what you think. If you're a parent out there, especially this one, get in here over on the Instagram. Somebody said they forgot that they read the comic and they forget to like the post. Well, you're here on the stream. I'm telling you, make sure that you like the post on Instagram. Because number one, if you like it, cool. Number two, it helps us get reach, especially in this first hour or so of posting. So if you're here watching right now, thank you. We're going to read today's comic. It's very simple. Originally, I'll talk about it in a second, but young man, I need a guide to parenting. And Balanced Beetle here is, I have just the thing. Kind of last minute last night. I had him sitting on I'll show you in a second. I'll show you what I was doing. He pulls this out, this giant guide. Ultimate Guide to Parenting. Try this. And he's like, I don't understand. It's blank. And he says, look closer. And now we've got just the word balance in the book. Original setup for this one was Patient Pig and Patience. But talking to AK, Andy, the president, he's like, let's make it Balanced Beetle. So we sometimes we'll break the character of the week thing. But please, if you have parenting advice, if you're a parent out there, help this young man out. Give him some bit of advice for the different stages of parenting. Drop it in the Instagram comment today. What I'm going to do is, if you're paying attention right now, let's do that. Let's do that fun thing. If you comment on this post today, by the end of the day, and use the code word guide. So the code word is guide today. Today's word is guide. So when you comment on the Instagram, on Insta, not on X, guys. Not gonna change my font. Smooth Train doesn't work for the Smooth Train brush doesn't work for lettering. Use the code word is the code word. You got to put that in your comments somewhere by the end of the day. Use code word. Drop some knowledge about being a parent, or maybe if you're not a parent, you can put a code word. You can still use it. Comment, like the post, and then tomorrow I'm gonna take all of the on the what's tomorrow's stream's date? Oh, come on, man. On the 7/19 Friday stream, I'll do a random drawing of the commenters that did that. Okay? But I'm going to be looking for the word guide, like the ultimate guide, in your post. If you didn't use the word guide, I'm not going to put you in the spin wheel. And then tomorrow I'm going to give away something special. Does that sound good? You got to be paying attention. I'm going to put you in a spin wheel like this. Again, I'm going to repeat. Go to this comic today on Instagram. Instagram. Last time I had people commenting. Last people I had commenting on YouTube and confused. I'm telling you, go to VeeFriends Instagram. Comment, like this comic. It looks like this. It looks like that. You're going to like it. You're going to comment on it. And you're going to use the word in your comment, guide, as your code word. Then I'm going to take all the people that did that, and I'm going to put you in a spin wheel. And tomorrow's stream, I'm going to draw it live after 9 a.m. Okay? I'm not going to show you or tell you what it is. All right? Got it? I hope that makes sense. I'm sorry if you don't do it right. One more time. Instagram. Find this comic. Like it. Comment on it. Use the word guide in your comment by the end of today. But I'd like you to do it right now because it would help with our reach. But I like the way this one came out. I'll show you the I'm going to show you the process actually. I don't usually do this, but let's go to video time-lapse replay, time-lapse video. Let's go to I'm not exporting it. I just want to watch it, guys. Time-lapse replay. So I started up here. So you can see I started with this stand. You know, and I thought, as I was drawing that out, I was not feeling it. And then I thought about putting a, you could see how I was like, maybe I'll put a little shopkeep thing there. But I didn't want that either. It just wasn't working. And then I thought, beetle, what if there's like this bonsai looking branch? Curvy. I like the, ode to a Pearl Jam song. Like, do you see the way this tree bends? Leaning out to catch the sun ray. That's life. Gotta be flexible. So yeah, you could see then what else did I do here? After I inked it up. And then I probably copied that part out over here, moved it around a little bit, faded it out, redrew the beetle. Try this. And then same thing down here, probably where I took the first panel and I redrew the guy with the pose because now he's reading a book. Then I'll erase that and then I just kind of flesh him out more. Same thing, change the beetle up a little bit. We still want the basic scene. And then the last page was very easy to do. And then the coloring, I'd zoom around, just color the beetle all first. And that's how the sausage is made. That's fun. So go take part in that today. And I like to do the random drawings for things and put together a nice little package for you. So appreciate you watching. Where was I? My goodness. Okay. Back to this one. I'm working on multiple things at once. If I attack it this way, then it's hard to explain why I do it that way sometimes. Sometimes I might be hit with like I only have an hour and a half chunk to work on stuff before some other things. So if I'm like, oh cool, I have some things already in progress, I might be able to finish like 3 things in that 1/2 an hour. So it's kind of like multitasking, but it's like multi-drawing. As long as I know the projects I'm working on, it makes it pretty easy to work on merch. I got good at that by working at the t-shirt place for over 11 years. We drew a lot of... The team I was running was in charge of making merch for some of the top YouTubers in the world at the time. So we made merch for PewDiePie and Tobuscus and Dude Perfect and all those original YouTubers. My team was the one that was gunning out merch for them. And then, of course, you know, that was print-on-demand merch, so then they move on to their own merch, in-house merch. But so yeah, you know, it's not something I flex about, but I'm kind of a merch expert. It's painful sometimes. It's only painful because sometimes people would tell me how much money the creators made off of the designs that I drew, or, you know, I don't really think about that too much, but like someone said, could you imagine if you would had like $1 per shirt for all the shirts that PewDiePie sold? And I was like, well, I wouldn't be in debt right now. I wouldn't have credit card debt or, you know, loan debt or whatever. But I don't like to think of it. I feel happy about it, actually. So that was kind of... Some people are cynical and like, well, you're really helping them make money. And it's like, yeah, but I don't know. It's my job. Where do you work? If everybody's gonna, like, I don't own the business. Like, I'm happy to have a job. Like, I'm happy to be working on something and using my skills. But I don't know. I guess I'm just a little bit different, I guess. I don't really think about that stuff too much. Maybe because of growing up, you know, I don't want to say like I grew up poor, because that sounds like, you know, a sob story or something. But my family didn't have a whole lot of money, but I still had tons of toys and stuff. I had tons of G.I. Joes and never felt poor, you know, when I was a kid. But now, as an adult, I realized, well, they didn't really have a lot of money, you know. They did the best they could. But I was rich in imagination, so I was always outside playing with my friends and, you know, making up movies and stuff like that. And, you know, movies in our own mind. There wasn't even video cameras that you could have, you know, in the 80s, really, that were accessible to kids. I think my one friend got a VHS. It was huge. It was giant. You know, a videotape recorder and a VHS camera, and it was giant. And what it was, the first thing we did as little boys, we put on backyard wrestling. And of course they just turned it on and beat each other up on camera. That's the first thing they thought of, was starting their own wrestling show. The kids in my neighborhood, they were like a little older. Hey, wow, we can do anything with this. Let's beat each other up. You put out awesome creativity in the world. Thank you. Let's keep it PG. I don't know what I said, but definitely keep it PG. Try to keep it PG here. Yeah. Draw us. Clout Scoop. I don't know what you look like, but I'll draw you right now, Clout Scoop. This is what I think you look like. You ready? Clout Scoop. I think Clout Scoop is a guy, and I think I'm going to use my psychic abilities right now. I think Clout Scoop kind of has like a big smile. Ah, he's drawing me right now. Oh my god, how's he doing it? Like, oh my. This is Clout Scoop. I think maybe you got some like headphones on right now around your head. And like, I don't think your hair is very combed, man. I'm sorry. I kind of feel like you're a bedhead right now. And maybe a little bags under your eyes, because like, you know, you're not sleeping too much. You're gaming or something like that. Clout Scoop. This is on Instagram, guys. This is Clout Scoop. Who else wants me to draw? blind drawing. Ladies and gentlemen, Clout Scoop. It looks just like him, right? B. Grants, I can kind of see what you look like. Let's see. I'm looking at a little tiny photo of you. So, like, super funny. Let's just do it. Like, let's go. I'll do the thing where I, like, try to, like... So I can see your tiny little avatar. Well, let's do it. Little trick for artists out there. I'm gonna mess this up. I'm gonna mess up this drawing doing this, but it's fun. I can kind of see your little avatar. Oh, you got kind of like a... See? This is BG Rents 5. What's up? So just blow it up, and then we'll ink it up real quick. Yeah. Me, I can't see you. I can't see your avatar. Your POAP. Want another layer here? All right, let's go. This probably doesn't look anything like you. I'm just, you know. Can't see your ears, so I'm just gonna draw them small. See your white teeth though, so I'm gonna give you. Can't really see your nose either. All I see is like this hair line. When I can't see a nose, I just put the little shadow of the nose. That's what I do. I feel like you got a pretty decent haircut, so you know. That's BG Rents. I tell art friends all the time to try to practice doing this, just capturing likenesses, you know, but really small. It looks like you. There you go. BG Rents 5. The smooth train brush doesn't do good lettering, by the way. It just does good line art. So So Clout and BG Rents. There you go, guys. This looks exactly like you. Great. I'm gonna cut that. Cut and paste, and we'll just throw that on the way. That was fun. Whatever. That was fun. All right. How about me? I'll just sit here and draw people all day. Then it's like, oh, what did I do today? Got a tiny reference. It's a tiny little. It's even further away on my screen, so it probably doesn't look like you. But never mind. I nailed Clout though. Like nailed it. Someone said draw Godzilla in the background, so there's a weird Godzilla. All right. That's my reset. Reset if you're new to VeeFriends. Go to VeeFriends.com. It's over 280 characters designed to make positivity louder, created by Gary Vaynerchuk. You might know Gary from the internet as Gary V. This is the Meet Me in the Middle children's book that came out this week. It's out now. Get it. It's awesome. I'm not just saying that because I work here. VeeFriends trading card game is out as well. Compete and collect. The first tournament, sanctioned tournament, is at the National next week in Cleveland. Got the VeeFriends minis, which I'm going to open 2 of them. Oh, well, okay, accidentally. You can see the minis here. They're vending machines. It's a vending machine opportunity as well. If you have a business out there, they're rare. Kids love to collect them. I saw the one guy say that he just sold 10,000 of them. He hit the 10,000 mark. So congratulations. I don't know your name. I can't think of it off the top of my head. We have seasons 1 and season 2 out right now. Those minis, they're fun. They're also fun if you got the 2, like fidgets. I fidget with them sometimes. Which one? Left or right? Should I open up here? Let's do it. When Gary asked, hey, why the comic isn't done, just show him the people you drew instead. I'm like, this is today's comic. It's Clout and BG Rents. They're in the comic today. Left and right. Left to right. I guess we could say red and orange. Red, orange. So left, red, right, left, red. I'm looking at the left orange. Red, orange. All right, okay, there we go. Orange 1. Let's go. This is the season 1. We're looking for those detailed minis. I open up 5 of these, and then when I'm the ones that I opened on the stream, I'm gonna throw into some packages when I send them out. Special little packages for you. All right, what do we got? Bubblegum Gratitude Gorilla. His eyes are a little. He's gone crazy. He's gone nuts. Whoa, he's so full of gratitude, he's gone bonkers. Smells like bubblegum. I'm still gonna stick with our gal, Patient Pig. It's her week, her and Eager Eagle. Cool, let's get back to drawing. Let's do it. Okay, so we drew that. I'm jumping around a lot today. I'm jumping around a lot because I got some things in the works. I'm gonna poll you guys real quick. If there's a slogan, one of these slogans, what do you like? Just for stuff. We don't want to get too political, but kindness 2024 political sign would be fun. Be brave, kind vibes, smile more. Choose joy. Any of these jumping out at you? I like make friends. Just make friends. We're friends, not foes. Choose joy. Gotta choose joy. He's got varying eyes. Let me know which one you like. Kind vibes. All right. Kind vibes. Kind vibes. Smile more. I'm letting you vote. Don't know what this will be, so we got 1, 2. Smile more, smile more. Kind vibes, kind vibes, kind vibes. Kind vibes. Make friends. I'm adding up points here. Choose joy. Choose joy, choose joy. Choose joy. No, that's the same one. Make friends. I'm going through the chats now. I'm on TikTok. Choose joy, TikTok. Choose joy from Steve. I'm leaning towards kind vibes. I think makes friends works. See, you're helping decide something that's getting made. All right, let's go over to the other chats. Let's see. Good morning, good morning. Be brave. Got a vote. Be brave. Got a vote. We're voting on. I like okay. Make friends. Kind vibes. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So between make friends and kind vibes, what would you wear on a t-shirt? Kind vibes. Now we're make friends or kind vibes. This one or this one? Kind vibes. Looking. All right. I think kind vibes is kind of sticking out there. You like make friends too? All right, that's another vote for make friends. My vote doesn't count. I want to know what you guys like. Vibes, vibes. All right. That's interesting. All right. That helps. I don't like to guess. I like to know what the people think, you know. Hey, what's this? It's a little something something. Just make sure you do that thing I said today. So I'm keeping it secret and vague. You know, I'm keeping it vague. Vague enough, I think you could read between the lines, but go to today's comic on Instagram. This is your mission today. Instagram. You're going to use the code word guide in your comment. Okay? Use the code word guide. And then tomorrow on the stream at around 9 a.m. I'll do the drawing for something special. But that's the mission today that you got to do. So there might only be 7 of you listening right now. By the end of the day. By the end of the day. So if people are watching some of the restream, please do that. You know? Why isn't there a Harpic there? Well, I can tell you why. What's up, Mr. Merchant? Mr. Merchant, cash advance. What's going on? Kind vibes make friends. Oh, combine it. That's a good idea. I like that, Angel. Kind vibes it is then. Yep. Kind vibes. Choose joy. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so what I did was I looked through all of our comics so far, so I'm kind of just celebrating the comics here with this. I don't know what this will be. We'll see. But what I did was I took all the comics that have been published so far and I put them into, well, I took the data, and these specific characters of over the last 8 months of comics are the ones that were in those comics the most. So Cynical Cat, Optimistic Otter. It's kind of giving us like the all-stars of VeeFriends. Condor is there, but it's mostly 5 fan. He gets a lot of love. So that's kind of what this is. for now. The idea behind it is sort of like an all-star comic, all-stars something or other. And I just kind of felt like drawing it. You know, maybe it turns into something, you'll see. But right? So that, if it's not your favorite. Now I had another set over here. These are the third that were the best performing. We had Gerbil, Chill Chinchilla, and Yellow Yak. They got the most what we call pies. So when you're going and you're liking the posts, you're voting on your favorites, really. I know we can't put all VeeFriends in the comics, but these ones get the most. If I randomly put them in there, they seem to vibe with the community. So we're kind of letting the data drive the course a little bit. We're not trying to force a character down your throat. There's over 280, so there's no use to be like, you're gonna love this, you know. It's more like it's good. It's more like, oh, you love this, we're gonna give you more of this, or let's celebrate this. Thank you. Thank you. Landon over on Instagram, or no, yeah, on LinkedIn, says, love the positivity of the VeeFriends comics. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Cynical Cat here does not agree. He's like, man, oh. Whatever, guys. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I was talking to someone yesterday, and they asked me what's my favorite things about VeeFriends so far, working here. And I always say, well, the characters are fun to work with. It's like I've been given toys to play with, and I really take that seriously. So if I'm at someone else's house and they're like, hey, let's play with these toys, I'm gonna respect the toys that don't belong to me. And but I've been given some free reign to kind of use my imagination. Sometimes some of my ideas are not, you know, the best, but I can take all of Gary's ideas and some from the team and mash them all together and make some awesome stuff for the community. Even taking some community ideas occasionally, we got to be careful with that. We get a lot of people saying like, hey, I don't want anything, here's a random idea. That's called unsolicited. We're not really supposed to take unsolicited ideas, because it sets you up for all kinds of nightmares in the future. We'd love to hear ideas, but I'm not saying that when you give us an idea it almost dooms it to never happen, but we also can't really focus too much on it, because you never know, we might already be working on something that's related to that. So we don't officially accept unsolicited submissions for ideas or anything like that. That's a pretty standard thing across, Marvel and Disney and DC and things like that. So that's kind of what we are. We're an intellectual property. So yeah, Dog Mama, cynical cat can be tricked into liking anything. Like, yeah, that's the VeeFriends. That's kind of a vibe with him, right? Like, he's like skeptical and cynical, and then he comes around somehow to it. For sure. I almost did this as the warm-up sketch, but again, I don't know exactly. I got kind of a couple ideas about what it'll be, but we'll see. But these are the comic all-stars. These are the characters that have appeared in the most pie comics. Pies are whenever a comic hits over 400 likes on our Instagram. And then, by the way, those comics, when you do that, you're voting. When you're liking the comic, you're actually voting that you want to see more of that character or more of that as a cartoon, or maybe it's an episode and a cartoon in the future. We take the pie comics also and make them into some of those animated comics that you see on the website. So it's basically you, the community, that's deciding what gets made. So if you're a fan of, say, Flexing Fox, and you see some comics that you're like, I love this, that's going to encourage you to share it We don't really say this anywhere else. I'm saying it here. If you have a character that's your favorite and you want to see more of it, then that would be what you share. You know, when you really like something and you want to see more of it, share it. It adds up. Anything over 400 is the magic pi number. So you can say like, I helped get this made, just by pushing a button to say you liked it. That's pretty neat. So your vote matters to us. Vote VeeFriends. Are you inking on a separate layer above your fuzzy pink layer? Yeah. So the fuzzy pink layer is just some rough. It's right like that. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a layer 1, layer 3. I don't really name these layers. But this is just a rough pencil layer. If you go back and watch some of the beginnings of the streams, you'll see me doing these like rough drawings at the beginning, just to get composition, and then I fade them way out. It's kind of the process here. I helped make this kitty. Did you? I don't know the story. If you have a story behind that, please tell me. Tell me the story, because there are some stories out there that some VeeFriends were inspired by different people. Like I didn't know the Gary B story. Someone said that, so I like to hear these stories. You know. Appreciate you guys watching. I literally just said we helped make these characters. I don't think I said that, but I said you literally help us make new things based on what you like. So if you like Flexing Fox, you know, it gives us a direction. You know, your liking is almost your vote, right? That makes sense, right? We can't just be like, we're going to make you love these characters. We want to see which ones are vibing and then put them out. But, of course, the only people that own it are Gary. If nobody likes the comics, or if nobody likes the content, then, you know, maybe they all die. You keep them alive by sharing them, and right? But I know Gary's pretty committed to keeping this going for a long time, so in all forms. It's so impressive that we have right now, even in the works, animation show, like a real one, and comic book, daily comic strip here, trading card stuff, things I can't talk about, and it's really fun. Really fun. Yeah, the characters are already created. You know, Gary created these characters for sure. Gary created them. Nobody else owns them. You could be, I think, you know, if you're invested in it, as far as like collectibles and stuff like that, of course you want to see it. You want to see it go. You know, so we got a lot going on. So. A lot going on there. Put a little more bold line around him. But yeah, definitely pay attention to what's vibing in the community. And appreciate all the new people. You know, it's really exciting that people are coming from these streams too, and discovering VeeFriends. We had a lady come in from the stream watching it with her 10-year-old, and she came into the stream and bought a bunch of children's books and pins, and she's super stoked, and I guess she's coming to VCon now. And so Stagehand Sally came in to the Fanatics live stream and just like super excited that this was basically for her kid. A little over time right now, but I'm going to keep it going just for a minute. Give you one last. Somebody asked there if I'm doing nighttime streams. No. The guy on the Today Show leaked the YouTube. I mean, we've already announced that the YouTube show was coming out. I don't think we've announced what characters are in the show yet. So I can be careful there, I guess, for now. But it's all going to become clear real soon. I can only guess that you'll probably see some stuff at VidCon. I mean, VCon. There's too many vid and vid shows. There's VidCon, there's VCon, there's Vid Summit. VV. Yeah. But I can only imagine you'll see something at VCon. I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah, there's been a press release about the YouTube show. I think what Gary was saying on the Today Show, the way I caught that was like, hey, we're here to talk about the children's book. He wants to come back and talk about the YouTube show. He doesn't want to break the YouTube show news. He wants to come back on the Today Show, probably. That's the way I was like, hey, let's not talk about, we're not here to talk about that right now. But it's coming, but like, let's talk about that in another segment. Thought it was releasing late summer. When did I start drawing? I'll get these questions. Oh, cool. You won a graded card last night, Angel. That's awesome. They ship those really fast from the headquarters. If you're waiting on something from me, you have to wait a couple more minutes. Humble Hedgehog's my favorite. Mine too. Like that. Going through some of these questions. When did I start drawing? I started drawing Hamza when I was very little, but professionally since 1998. When I say professionally, like my first paying gigs. But my whole life, I guess. It was supposed to come out late summer. I think that was the original plan, but late summer can also be August, the end of August. You know, but it's, I don't know when the release date is, but it's looking more like September-ish, fallish. But it's in production. I saw the first. Oh, there's multiple episodes in the works, different animatics I've seen. Good stuff. Good stuff. We just watched the first episode the other day with sound, with the sound effects, which sound effects really make a big difference in cartoons. If you try to watch cartoons without sound effects, you know, like those little subtle things, zings and whatnot, makes a big difference. It's exciting. I'm glad people are excited. I've had multiple people ask me on the streams and DMs and things like, when's the cartoon coming out? People are trying to get me to drop, and I think people are trying to trick me into like saying the character names or something, but not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. You know, I can tell you it's some of the characters. I can tell you that. Why won't I say? Well, there's some people that, you know, we don't want to give people an inside scoop if, you know, like they might go collect some of the things, or I don't know, you know, like I don't know. We want it to be fair when it gets released for everybody. There's a lot of guest stars in the comic or in the cartoons too. A little guest VeeFriends make appearances. Very impressive. I like that crew at Moonbug. Shout outs to Moonbug. If you don't know, Moonbug makes Coco Melon and a couple other shows, but they're the top of their class. Gary's working with them, and I'm not involved. I'm only involved in like the area of like reading and reviewing, and we read the scripts. If I have any feedback or just ideas to feed in, that's kind of what my role is there. I'm not really, production or anything like that. It's all them. It's all Moonbug. But we do a lot of reading. We do a lot of thinking. A lot of feedback on those calls, and it's been a blast. It's been fun to watch the behind the scenes process of seeing how Gary thinks about things and watching him stop a meeting and kind of say like, hey guys, what about this, or like watching all that happen in live real time is surreal to me a little bit still. I'm like, how cool is this? What is my life? What is this? How neat is this? And I'm always learning too. I don't think I know it all, so it's like I'm always taking in things from the experts. So hearing some of the things smart things that Moonbug has had to say on their calls, I'm like, okay. It gives me a different insight into how kids' television shows are made, and there's also a lot of rules and regulations out there that you can't, you can't put a lot of things into shows. Another thing that I never thought about was words in shows. Like a lot of cartoons will try to avoid giant words in shows showing up because of translation. So if you have stuff in English that's like really big and they're going to translate this all over the world, it might be a little weird. If you had like different languages would have to be transposed in the animation. That makes sense. I never thought about that. That makes total sense to me. So now I watch cartoons differently now. If I turn on Nickelodeon or Disney Plus and I'm like, oh, okay, I see. I never noticed that there weren't words there before, but sometimes they look like little symbols and shapes and stuff, kind of like what AI might generate. Oh, hey, I'm way over my stream time. I don't think the boys... I hate saying just the boys because, Court's there. She's behind the scenes, but I don't think the cards team has taken over the channels right now. So. What's my all-time favorite cartoon character? I need to write these down. I like Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe. It's pretty set in stone. Love Snake Eyes. What else? I'm trying to think. There's another character I like. Any other questions here? I'm going to scan. Where can I read the comics? Well, you can read the comics all the time. Every day around 8:30 in the morning on Instagram. Oh, come on now. On Instagram. Today specifically, I'd love you to go on Instagram and comment on this parenting strip. Look for this strip, read it on Instagram. Use the code word guide in your comments. Like the post, use the code word guide. I'm going to gather up all the names, and tomorrow's stream, I'm going to do a random drawing, a random spin wheel for something I'm going to give away. The spin wheel looks a little bit like this. I like to just make it fair. So we'll give a little something away tomorrow stream. But another place that you can always read the comics is at VeeFriends.com. over here, Comic Corner. And the Comic Corner is going to have all of your archives from all the year. Let's go to the Losers Club. You can read them. You can go through, you can download them if you'd like to print one out yourself or something and hang it up. Old or newer. You can just, oh, there, hey, look, there's the fly that almost killed me yesterday. All right. Boy, oh boy. That was rough. I like this one where they're on his sandwich at the end. Like, this is really sweet, but can you guys get off my sandwich or off my lunch now? It's okay to not be okay. I should have had him say B. I did that before though, so I didn't want to overdo the every time he says B. Yeah, that's the best place. That answers that question. What else? VCon's coming up. VCon. Get your tickets at vcon.co. We've got a lot of awesome speakers happening at VCon. What else? What else? What else? But yeah, get over there today. Check out today's comic. Like it. Comment on it. Appreciate you guys. And I think that's going to be the end of the stream today. Appreciate you guys hanging out. John, I'll be back here at 8 a.m. tomorrow. I'm going to go off to another thing right now, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Well, I'm going to scan for questions one last time just because sometimes I forget. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Okay, cool.